months ago, I found a town that shouldn't exist. It wasn't marked on any map. It didn't appear on Google Maps. There were no road signs leading to it, and according to every official record I checked later, it had never existed. But I drove through it. I walked its streets, and I barely made it back alive. I wasn't searching for haunted places. I wasn't filming some paranormal documentary. I was simply driving home after a business meeting. Then my GPS froze. The screen flickered once. Then a road appeared. A road that wasn't there a second earlier. At first, I thought it was just a software bug, but curiosity got the better of me. I turned the wheel. The road was narrow, old, almost forgotten, as if nobody had driven there in years. After 20 minutes, the trees suddenly disappeared, and there it was, a town, a real town. Streetlights, houses, cars, even people. Everything looked perfect, too perfect. People smiled as I drove past. Children played outside. A mailman walked down the street. Nothing looked wrong, except nobody reacted to my car. Not one person looked at me, not once. I parked my car near the town square. Everything felt strangely quiet. No birds, no wind, no distant traffic, just silence. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring. Then I noticed something. Every clock I could see showed exactly 6:17 p.m. A woman smiled as I walked by. Then she said, "You're early." Before I could answer, a man across the street looked at me and said the exact same thing. "You're early." I entered a small diner. 5 people were eating dinner. Nobody spoke. Nobody looked up until I sat down. Then, every single person turned at the exact same time. No one smiled anymore. The waitress whispered, "You shouldn't still be here." I asked why. She looked toward the window and quietly replied, "Because it gets dark soon." The sun disappeared far too quickly. Within seconds, the entire town was dark. Then, every porch light switched on at exactly the same moment. That's when I saw them. People standing inside their homes, perfectly still, watching the street, watching me. None of them blinked. I ran back to my car. The engine started immediately. I drove toward the road I came from, but the forest was gone. The road had disappeared. Every street led back to the town square. No matter where I drove, no matter how many turns I made, I always returned to the same place. Then the church bell rang. 1, 2, 3 times. Every person in town stopped moving at once. Then every single person turned toward me. They didn't chase me. They simply watched, waiting, as if they already knew I couldn't leave. Then I noticed a newspaper dated tomorrow. The front page headline read, "Visitor never leaves." Below it, there was a photograph of me standing exactly where I was. I looked up. The streets were empty. Everyone had disappeared, except one child who quietly asked, "Are you staying this time?" I slammed the accelerator, closed my eyes, and drove. When I opened them, I was back on the highway. My GPS worked again. The town was gone. I searched every map, every satellite image, every public record. Nothing. No town, no road, no trace. Sometimes I convinced myself it was all a hallucination, but every year, on the same date, at exactly 6:17 p.m., my GPS loses signal and a road appears, leading back to the town that doesn't exist.